If your engine sounds like this, it's very likely you have a bad pulley or a worn out belt. I'm going to show you how to replace those and fix the problem coming up in this video. Step 1, jack up your car. Step 2, remove this big splash shield underneath the engine. Step 2, remove this T25 bolt that's holding the automatic transmission cooler to the engine fan. Our next step is to remove this little intake scoop right here. There's some T20s holding it right here. So to get this cooling fan out, there is a T25 right back in here. There it is, get that out. And we also have to remove this wiring harness, right? Well, you have to unclip this tube here from here, and then from here, and remove this wiring harness. So it's easy to get to this clip right here. They put this clip in a really awkward place. You gotta get your finger under that and then push both sides and pull. So it helps to do this with two hands and not hold the camera with the other. But there you go, get that out, and then we can just pull this out. I forgot to mention there's also a little bracket that, well, it's sort of a little clip that's being held in a piece of rubber. I'm going to show you what it looks like once I take it out. So that was this little piece of rubber right here. There's a little clip that's holding it in there. I just slipped a screwdriver down there and popped the clip out. And this is the thing right here that was clipped into it. Well, guys, this is going to be one of those interesting ones to film. And by interesting, I mean difficult. So it looks like we have this intake tube. It runs along the front of the engine and goes to the turbocharger. And that's taking the fresh air from the intake box. And there's another one on the other side we thankfully don't need to deal with. I think we need to get this out of the way. I see that it's bolted to the block in two places, here and here. I don't think I'm going to try to take it out completely because it also looks like there's coolant pipes that are hooked into some brackets that are protruding from the front of it, and it doesn't look like those clips or brackets kind of come off. So I think what you're supposed to do here is loosen it from the intake box, loosen it from the blow-off valve tube, the tube that leads to the blow-off valve, so that we get this end loose. We'll unbolt it, and then hopefully we can just sort of peel it back a little bit, move it off over here, and that'll give us access to the pulleys that are right here. That's the plan. So we need a 6 mil to loosen this clamp right here. And then this is a thing where you turn it to the side, and then it should pop out like that. So that's loose right there. So now we just have these two bolts here. So now for these two bolts here and here, they are T30s. I think that they are inside of some rubber grommets, so I think those bolts can just sort of stay there. Let's see what this gets us, if anything. Not much. I believe that this tube is just stuck onto the front of the turbocharger just with sort of friction. I think if I just pull backward like I just did, it's just out. But of course we have this coolant pipe just in the way. Sorry for the interruption, but we have to thank this week's sponsor, which is OEMBimmerparts.com. I love this website. They've got super fast 2-day shipping. They've got multiple warehouses all over the US so they can get your parts out to you as fast as possible. And I love their website. It's well categorized. There's not a lot of extra stuff. It's just all the most popular parts that you're gonna need, and they're the OEM brands. They do also have some quality aftermarket brands as well if that's what you're looking for. So if you are in the market for BMW parts of any kind, please check out OEMBimmerparts.com. So guys, here's a little bit better look at the problem, a little more light for you. The problem is this intake tube right here. It's loose, but it's a little too close to this pulley and this pulley. I need to be able to get at the front of those and unbolt them because I'm changing all the pulleys. I can get at this one real easy, and there's another one underneath here that I can get to, of course, because that's underneath this big tube. But these two in the middle right here, those are the problems. So What I think I'm going to do is sort of bend this coolant pipe up like this, and then just sort of pull this back as far as I can. See, I'm sort of pushing it down, pushing it back, and now I got a lot of room. I definitely got enough room to get at these two pulleys right here. So hopefully that's gonna work out. Ooh, I'm having nightmares of the X5, the V8 engine. This is how I had the camera positioned, sort of on a. I'll have to take a picture of this to kind of show you guys how this works. Basically, you guys have a really great view now, and hopefully I can reach around you like this and kind of get in here and do the work that I need to do. All right, to get the belt out, the tensioner is right here, and you need a T60, believe it or not, in order to get on that. You might be able, if you don't have that, maybe you can get on, I think if you take the cover off of this, because this is what actually would turn. This does the pivoting, but yeah, you would stick something in here and then you can move the pulley there. But I'm going to do this with a T60. Everybody memorize the belt routing, okay? So I'm going to move this aside. This thing is under a lot of tension, actually. All right, get that off. So there is actually a hole right here. And if you have a special pin, you can stick it in there and sort of lock it open. You know, I don't know if there's anything special about it. A pin is a pin. If you have a pin, it'll work. I don't have one handy at the moment, so I'm just going to leave it back the other way. And we'll get this belt out. Goes off of that one, down there, down there. I mean, thank goodness for the internet, because I'd probably forget this belt routing. And off of here. Cool. Check it out, guys. Look at the chunks that were taken out of this belt. Chunk there, chunk there. I mean, I wonder what did that. It's crazy. It's all just sort of chewed up along the edge here. Yeah. Don't know what to say about that. Now we're going to get all of our little caps off. Those are all the same. This one's bigger. It's going to drop. Stupid thing's moving. There we go. Okay, so who's bad? Who's the bad guy? I don't know if that's going to make noise. Oh, that one's good. Weird. They all kind of sound okay, like they wouldn't really be making noise. But nevertheless, somebody was making noise. I know this alternator is actually new, I believe. Best to spin every pulley. You're not going to be able to spin the crankshaft. Because you never know. Could be some noise in your alternator or your air conditioning compressor or your power steering pump. All right, well, we're going to change the pulleys anyway because that's what we came here for. And we'll see how it sounds once we change them. Check it out, guys. The new pulley comes with that pin already pre-installed. Looks like we're just going to take the whole pulley out of there, so that's cool. That means that we didn't have to remove this cover, only this one, because that's where it's screwed in, because that's where it pivots on. All right, let's go for it. It looks like this is a T50. Oh, okay, that inner guy is coming out. And here's that one. Here's our new guy. Okay, I know somebody's gonna ask, why don't you just clean up all the dirt and everything that's in here? I just don't want to make a mess all on my floor. I have no way to kind of clean this up cleanly in here. If this were out in my driveway, it'd be a different story. I could get out the pressure washer, but yeah, it's not happening right here in my garage. Let's find those torque specs. So it looks like all of these fasteners, the fasteners for the pulleys are about anywhere from 38 to 40 Newton meters, just depending on the fastener. They're all the same thickness though, so I don't know. I'm doing everything at 40, which is about 29, 30 foot-pounds. So that's what we're going to do. There you go. Just a little bit more is all it needed. Now for this guy. Hopefully this is pulled back enough I can get it. I think so. I don't know if I'll have enough room to back the thing out, the whole bolt out. That's going to be fun. I don't want to chance this. I think I have a stubby. There we go. That's what the stubbies are for. And I don't think I'm going to chance it. I don't want to get my tool stuck there. There we go. So there's a little metal plate on the back, but I think that'll come out. It's got those little teeth on it. So make sure you match up your pulley. Make sure they're the same size mine is in this case. Always a good idea to do that. Get it threaded on there. Get the thread started. Oops. That's all it needs. Oh man, I had the new cover in my hand. Now I lost it. Okay, either there was no cover or it just disappeared into the multiverse, but oh wait, that's the wrong cover. Okay, here we go. Pop. This one's missing. Okay, this has got to be the one for here. Yay. There we go. All right, now we just got to do this bottom one here. Pretty easy so far. That bottom one looks like we need some extension. So for this one, we're going to come in from the front. Yeah, there we go. Don't worry, I see where the bolt went. Okay, anybody else see that there's a little plate right there? We don't want that. We got a new plate. So now, let's get this guy down here. You see, I got the new plate on the back there. Reach around, get it threaded in. As far as that bolt, there, got that out. Let's get this on. Definitely the tool for the job on this one was the long reach 3/8 Milwaukee. Glad to have that. I need to hold this one, I can tell. Okay. Boom. And we're in. And we're dropping everything. It's one of those days. Okay. Get this cover on. Boom. We're good. All right. The routing for this belt is really unusual. I'll kind of explain why once I get it in. I'm glad to have this pin in there because I think it's needed for sure. Let's just get it around the crankshaft here to start with. Okay, up around this deflection pulley. Let's get the other end down. Okay. We're around there. We come around here. And up and around that. Just like that. The weird thing is that the pulley, the ribbed belt to the pulley of the belt ride on the smooth side of this pulley. And then they loop around this pulley here. Which is strange, to be honest with you. Like that. Typically the rib side will go on a ribbed pulley, but I've checked this and this apparently is the way that it goes. So hopefully we can see that. And I encourage you to just do a Google search for your engine to see how your belt routing goes, just to make sure you're good. So you want to check and make sure that the belt is on the ribs on all the pulleys. Always check that. Looks like we are good. We're good up here. Yeah, we're good. So now I'm going to slip in this tool again, the T60, to right there. And I'm going to take up the tension, and it's going to be impossible to get this pin out just because of where that is. I'm going to try my best. I don't think that's going to be possible for me. Wow, look at that. Why'd they do that way? Who knows, man? Maybe if we can go down here. Yeah, okay. And then let it go. And now we've got tension on that belt. So that's it. That is it. We have changed the belt and the pulleys. All right, here's a little more zoomed out view of this as we get this back into place. Of course, there goes the bolt. So let's get this down here. Get it on up there. I see, so we're basically over the front of the turbocharger. I just gotta get this hose in the way. It's the stupid clip on the front of the thing. Jeez. Oh my God, still not. There. Pain in the butt. Okay. Oh yeah, now it breaks. Or yeah, I think that's just the front of this one. I really don't care though. I just want this hose, this intake tube to be in. Okay, no, it is not on the front of the turbocharger. That's right, there is this sort of rubber grommet, I remember now, on the front of the turbo. And that does provide the interface between this plastic pipe and the metal of the housing of the turbo. Impossible to get a shot of it. But I just got to get it sort of lined up. Is it lined up at all? I cannot tell. I think so. Yeah, I think it's there. Okay, I can sort of see it right through here. See if I can get you guys a shot now that I can see it. So it's that thing down there. That's the front of the turbo, this sort of metal thing, and then the black thing you see is the plastic tube fitting on the front of the turbo. So I've just been kind of wiggling that on while I'm looking at it, making sure that it's seated all the way. And it is. Okay, now we have our two bolts here. And this one was already stripped out for me. I'm gonna try to put it in anyway, if I can. What happened is I shouldn't have tightened the other one. There. That's as tight as that goes. Okay, that one's good. Okay, there we go. And then we turn this. Turn it all the way that way. It's this little gray ring. So let's get this cooling fan back into place. Always fun. So what it gets hung up on is the automatic transmission cooler. So I just use my long thing here and gently move it out of the way. Sometimes not so gently. This thing went in difficult today. It's one of those days, man. It didn't want to cooperate. That's all right, we got it done. BMW will not defeat us today, as much as they try. Well, that's it, guys. The job is done. Let's start up the engine and see how we did. Well, I can already tell the problem is solved. Let's wait for the engine to quiet down. There we go. Yeah, as you can tell, guys, the problem has been solved. No more pulley noise, just a little bit of engine noise, and it all kind of sounds normal, to be honest with you. Job well done. There we go, guys. Problem is solved. Really wasn't that difficult. I mean, yeah, it's kind of tight access. That's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's doable, as you saw. If you're looking to pick up a set of pulleys and a new belt, check out OEMBimmerparts.com. There will be links down in the description. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. All of that stuff actually helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. I'm Jason, the 50s Kid. Thanks a lot for watching.